Henry Winkler. It's so funny, You know what? It's so funny because, like, hearing everybody say, hey, it's so iconic. We just remember it when you come out. Henry, do you remember the first time you saw that in the script?
Well, you know what? It wasn't necessarily in the script.
Okay.
But it was so hard to be cool. First, I did not wear leather, so I was in cloth. Then I had so many lines in the beginning that I reduced language to sound.
Oh, really? Because Fonz didn't say that.
No, I just, hey, look at that. She's so beautiful. Or, hey, I'm really hungry. Or, hey, don't mess with me. So I could reduce entire paragraphs to sound. And then later on, from my favorite sport, I added the whoa.
Really?
Which was from horseback riding.
And you added whoa to it.
I did.
And so all of the producers, they liked what you had added and how you had transformed everything.
And, you know, if they didn't, we had a discussion. There was a moment when I was with the Cunninghams and I was supposed to say grace.
Okay.
And in my mind, I went, hey, God. Whoa. And the writer was apoplectic.
Yeah.
He said, no, you've got to say that. And I said, but the Fonz just said, with all the emotion, he thanked God.
Yes.
It took me an hour.
It took you an hour?
An hour of discussion.
Really? But they kept it in?
I think they did.
Yes, I remember when you said a prayer.
Yeah.
I remember that. Because the Fonz didn't say many words, but when you did, it was like, very intentional.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I just have to tell you, when I think of the Fonz, I cannot think about the Fonz without the motorcycle that you would ride on.
So important.
Like, so the motorcycle, you would always ride off. You would always ride off on the motorcycle.
Yes.
Like, so did you know how to ride a motorcycle?
No.
What?
Not only did I not know how, I don't know how.
But you were always riding on
Didn't I look good?
Yeah.
That was it. I acted on the motorcycle.
Okay, so
I rode up the hill in the beginning of the show.
Okay.
I think it's 17 seconds long. Mm-hmm. My heart was out of my body. Once I was on the set, this is true, and I was supposed to move 5 feet.
Right.
But I am so dyslexic. I had no idea where the gas was, the brake was, the gear was, and you had to It sped. The man who was the director of photography jumped out of his chair. The bike went down. We went under the sound truck.
Oh, you kidding me?
They came running up and said, the bike is okay, get him.
They wanted to make sure the motorcycle was all right.
Because it was rented.
Oh my gosh.
I only had a few lines.
Okay.
Now, the boots?
Yes.
I wore them in The Lords of Flatbush.
You did?
The movie that I made with
Yes. So you had those boots?
I took them with me to California.
Was there anything else?
You know what? There was a sweater that I wore in The One and Only that I wore in another movie. Yeah.
Right.
I like to take things with me.
Okay, and then you keep it in it's all of these memories that you have.
Right.
Well, I want to congratulate you on being inducted. I want to get this right into the Television Academy Hall of Fame. Yeah. You were inducted. So this is a big honor. Like, so how did you feel?
Okay, so I felt incredible. I grew up not too far from here, 78th and Broadway.
Okay.
So I'm lying in bed, I'm 8 years old, I'm dreaming about being an actor. you don't include in that dream, oh, a Hall of Fame.
Yes.
You know, you're hoping you can be a professional. So then I got the phone call because my very good friend Bob Daly said, hey, how about Henry? And they went, he's already in. What are you talking about? They just assumed
That you were
I was
already-
part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gave it to you. Once they realized you weren't.
No, and it was amazing. Viola Davis
Was there.
and Mike Post, the composer,
Yes.
and Ryan Murphy, who my son works for.
That's
And
right.
Friday night. Okay, so I have to just.
Of course.
Friday night on Netflix is a show called Monster,
Yes.
and it stars Charlie Hunnam, and it's directed by Max.
By your son! Congratulations! Oh, Henry.
I saw it last night, and his name came up on the screen, and I just, I couldn't keep it in my buttons burst. I was just sewing them on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had them.
Because you were so proud of your
I
son,
was,
Max.
yes.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. And I want to congratulate. This is your 40th book that you put out. 40th.
Unbelievable.
And I want to ask you,
Yeah.
because I just wrote my first children's book, just my first one called The Sunshine Queens. So I'm looking at you are such an inspiration to me when I've been talking to you. That's my book, The Sunshine Queens. And you now, that's my little book about girl power and friendship, Henry. But I can't even imagine 40 books. Can you tell us about the Detective Duck, the mystery at Emerald Pond?
Okay, and you know what? We are together because it's girl power.
Yes.
She's a little duckling who dreams about being a detective. And her best friend, the salamander, Sal, he said, you know what? You could be anything you want to be. And then they go and they're invited to an Olympic Games at the pond on the other side of the hill. And then there's this mallard duck that is so handsome, has this green crown. And our little duckling starts to make friends with him. And the salamander says, wait a minute, she's my best friend. So in this 5 chapters,
Yes.
friendship, competition, neighbors, working together, and that your friend can have another friend and there is room for you.
Yes, absolutely. Henry, I just want to tell you personally, I want to thank you. You're such a, there's people in Hollywood, they always have a bad story about them. Henry Winkler is never one of them. Everybody always has an amazing story about you. And I remember doing the show, Hollywood Squares.
Yes.
You were the executive producer.
Right.
I was very shy. I didn't know anybody else in the squares. It's kind of cliquey. And everybody was eating or they stayed in their dressing room. And I was eating by myself because I didn't know anybody. And I sat there and a man came and sat down next to me, and it was Henry Winkler. And so you probably, it didn't mean maybe not a lot to you. You were just being nice. But I was so nervous because nobody
Sherri,
spoke to me,
let me
and
tell
you
something,
did.
Okay? When I first got to Hollywood, my first job was on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, which was
Yeah.
like the Friends of that time. And they called lunch, and everybody broke for lunch, and I didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
And I promised that would never happen to anybody that I worked with.
And it didn't. And every time I came to be on the Hollywood Squares, you would come and sit with me.
Because
and
you were
would eat with
funny
me.
and wonderful and delightful, and that square lit up when you sat in it.
Oh, thank you, Henry.
But that is the truth.
Well, I just appreciate you for being so kind. Like what you just saw? Well, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling. Hit the bell to subscribe right now.